Hey guys, Marty DeAngelo here. It is Friday, May 17th, 2019. And everything's normal at the dam, just filling her up. That's what we do this time of year. That, and we smoke a bunch of fucking crack. Push toys in our rumps. It's ridiculous.
And I think people get confused. It's a very complicated subject, water management. Lake Oroville is part of this state's water system, correct?
We are the beginning of the state water project. This is the head of it.
The beginning. And we're getting rain, and people are seeing water that is, how do you put it, let out of Lake Oroville?
Correct.
Why is that happening, and can you explain?
The Lake Oroville is a working reservoir. It is built to fill and lower, go up and down, up and down, up and down. So the water that we store, we're storing from the rain inflow or snow melt inflow into Lake Reservoir, nearly 4,000 miles of watershed in the Sierra Nevadas. That's a lot. So when that water, rain, snow begins to melt, fill up Lake Oroville, if we have a lot of snow or heavy rainstorms coming, we have to save that top 50 feet of the reservoir to capture that. If we don't, then we would be in a major flood event. So this, over the past couple of weeks, we had a series of storms that we were letting water out for flood control to keep that top 50 feet empty for flood control. So we started letting water out down the spillway. People were both very excited because it's gorgeous, but they were also very angry that we're sending our water south to LA swimming pools. That's not what we're doing. We're trying to keep that lake level stable so that when rain and snow begin to melt, it has somewhere to go. We can capture that volume because that area is empty. If we fill it, now we're going to have to dump water at a reckless rate if we have heavy inflow. We don't want that to happen. We want it to be a controlled release.
So it sounds like there's a lot of math involved. It's an equation that is always moving.
True. It's never stable. It's never a static thing. It's always, every day it can be different. This morning we might make a projection for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then when Wednesday rolls around we have to alter that projection. We're dependent on the weather. Mother Nature does not take orders from us. It's the other way around. So when nature's looking like she might get a little rough, we start looking at our water, the water content in the snowpack, and then we decide how much to let out, how much storage we have to keep.
Oroville's leaders, by the way, are now trying to harness the world's attention on their spillway crisis into a tourism boom, even a new gold rush.
New tonight, CBS 13's Steve Large is live in Oroville with some of the business boom that's already emerging. Steve?
The now infamous Oroville spillway, with its gushing water and crumbling concrete, could create a business boom in this small city if Oroville Mayor Linda Dahlmeyer has her way.
We're the water source for almost the entire state of California. And once people realize that, it's a nice place to visit.
The massive water releases into the Feather River are also prompting hope Oroville, meaning City of Gold, will have another gold rush.
All these little yellow dots represent million-dollar gold strikes.
Joey Wilson owns Adventures in Prospecting Mining Supply.
What people are getting excited about that know anything about gold, that means that the gold is actually moving, then more gold's being exposed. So people are already starting to come in and ask questions and buy equipment.
Wilson says the pressure from all this water is loosening gold nuggets set in the river bottom. He's banking on a bump in business.
It means more customers and, of course, more sales and the ability to expand.
The spillway crisis now seemingly past. How quickly can Oroville grab this global spotlight for something good?
You know, we have a chest of gold coins still to be discovered, so.
They're finding the gold in the Feather River, the Yuba River, all the feeders that feed into the river.
In gold country,
it's exciting.
There's another gold rush.
These are area nuggets.
From nice-sized nuggets to small flakes, folks are striking gold.
These were all brought in this week.
The sudden surge a result of this winter's strong storms and rushing waters, but most of all, a shift in sediment from the breakage of the Oroville Dam spillway.
What we hear is from the Oroville Dam that there are, even the workers up there we've heard, they're seeing them. They're seeing the nuggets too.
The high-priced finds are being cashed in at places like Yuba City's Coin and Bullion.
That's good stuff.
Co-owner Angela Dimmick says it's been a busy few weeks.
Yeah, there are so many people going in, gold panning and bringing us gold.
And striking it rich.
This late season storm raising some concerns for people living below the Oroville Dam. KPIX5's Wilson Walker is live in Oroville to tell us how officials are quelling fears of a disastrous deja vu. Wilson?
Yeah, look, on one hand, this is a story about the rainstorm and hydrology and how this new, partially reconstructed dam will function. But on the other hand, this is a story about trust.
So there was a couple rumors about the dam breaking. That definitely broke out to a lot of people. So
it was a nice little storm of circumstances that turned into a flood of online rumors, and while many of them were flat out ridiculous, the chatter got loud enough that the Butte County Sheriff thought it necessary to declare that there was no, quote, imminent threat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was a lot of people worried. I'm sure he was getting phone calls in his office. We're getting questions.
Genoa Widener is just one of the people living here that has been raising concerns about the dam since the crisis of 2017.
You know, when people started seeing rain in the forecast and realized that the spillway wasn't being used, and we're so close to the top.
In 2011, the lake stayed at elevation 900 for the entire month of July. So it's pretty expected to see the lake at these high levels after we've had a very good water year.
The Department of Water Resources insists that a full lake is business as usual, and they do not seem at all inclined to draw the lake down to ease nerves. In fact, they are planning on maxing out storage with this May storm.
So we do expect the lake to get pretty much close to capacity, but we are again closely monitoring those forecasts and preparing for use of the spillway if we need to.
But downstream from that spillway, there are still lingering concerns about the portion of the dam that has not been replaced. And as the social media storm has proven, there are a lot of people who no longer take anything with this dam for granted.
The community really feels like we were lied to in 2017. It just completely destroyed any trust that the community had in DWR.
Now, the DWR insists that they're providing as much information about the management of the dam as they can. Now, as you heard Paul just mention, we have rain tonight. There's more rain this weekend, maybe some more rain next week. So this is an ever-evolving challenge that they're facing, trying to, as you heard them say, max out the capacity of that dam, regardless of how people downstream kind of feel about that after 2017. So what does the rain bring this weekend? What do we see next week? Do they have to open this spillway again, or does the lake max out? All of this sort of changing hour to hour as we watch this rain move through over the next week. So stay tuned. We are live at the Oroville Dam. Wilson Walker, KPIX5.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on a Tuesday afternoon, and the Sheriff's Department in Oroville put out a statement confirming the safety of the situation at the Oroville Dam. And I believe, from what I've been told, is the Oroville Dam Watchdog Group had an injunction filed against it for reporting on the conditions at the Oroville Dam.
The rumors at the Oroville Dam.
Our incoming series of storms soaking in a runaway rumor tonight, as some people who live in Oroville fear the dam is failing. But tonight, the Butte County Sheriff is saying that's just not true. And now the man who...
That's not what he said. That's not what he said, Tony Lopez. What he said was, I visited the dam, I spoke with Army Corps engineers and hydrology experts, and I questioned them about their ability to manage the inflow. Based upon all that, I don't believe there is a current imminent threat. If I come to believe there is a problem that puts the safety of our community in imminent danger, I will not hesitate to alert people. He did not say that the dam will not fail, Tony.
Saying that's just not true. And now the man who managed the spillway disaster is trying to manage this growing rumor.
Yeah, CBS 13's Rob Malcolm is live getting answers on what residents are so worried about right now. Rob?
Yeah, that's right. Good evening, Tony and Shirin. It doesn't matter if you live upstream or downstream from the Oroville Dam. Pretty much everyone around here has a theory as to whether or not it's safe. And with that storm quickly approaching, nerves here are obviously frayed. So how did this get started?
Facebook is mainly, and then word of mouth.
Residents living near the Oroville Dam are being drenched in good news and bad news. As a rare spring storm moves into the area, they're flooded with rumors.
The dam is at over its maximum capacity, and they can't let any water out of the spillway.
Ground's too corroded up there.
And why did they cut her off? I wonder, was she going to say something like, and the latest inspection failed?
They're really keeping an eye on the lake levels, and they're really, trying to make sure they stay informed by listening to, what is still free news. And there really is very little of what is known as free news left. We just saw the big censorship sweep, but that's okay because we filled out that form on the White House's website, and we reported our situation and how this all took place, and we'll even share the video at the end of this video with you so you can watch us fill it out. That's what we think of that. So what's going on with the Oroville Dam right now? I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Are we gonna all die? Yeah, probably, but not from that. I'm sure it'll be some other ordained moment in time as we step out in front of a bus and go, shit. Or an F-16 just crashes right through your roof or something. You never know. This happens every day, I guess. So what can you do when you really can't report on the dam? Well, you just show what other people are reporting on the dam. So I hope that everybody appreciates the fact that I'm trying to get the word out and no one tries to copyright strike me or whatever like Juan Brown did. Man, that was some rude shit right there. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That was just some rude dude blasting toys out of his ass. But you'll see that video at the very end. So, like I said, we weren't being babies about this or anything, but, this is part of being an American and being from America, all right, is that the president was nice enough to identify the fact that some people out there have been discriminated against because one person because one person came along and, said they didn't want any of their subscribers to, like your videos to go flag you. So we're not sore or bitter about it, but, it's business is business. So we followed through and we filled out the form and we just listened to some nice music while we did it and just enjoyed ourselves. And it was actually a very, very wonderful experience. So we will keep an eye on levels and we will keep an eye on the lake, and you can check our website, OrovilleDamWatch.com, and we'll keep everything updated on there for you guys. That way you guys can feel safe and know what's going on. We definitely don't want you guys to be scared. Be prepared. Keep your eyes on what's going on, because this is more than a mystery. Too much secrecy. Too many lies. And now a complete media blackout from the Oroville Dam Watch Group. That's a bunch of crap, man. You can change the way that we do this, but you can't stop us. So, hack the planet! Do people still say that? Now it's more like, whack the planet, whack-a-doodle. We'll get like a cool hand signal we can throw up when we say it, but we gotta make sure that the Illuminati hasn't already used it. So I'll have to go through their whole book and see what's already been taken. That's a messed up shit right there. This whole thing with the Oroville Dam goes deep state! So, who cares? I mean, I'm not gonna get fucking whacked for this shit, but I'll do my best to provide you with the information as I can. Alright, guys. God bless you. Peace out. Be safe.
You look like half a butt puppet.